This one's real special, man.
Welcome, good people. Bruce Leroy Bar Report, man, where we chopping it up with the most influential artists, people in the game. It could be around South Bend, it could be around Indianapolis, it could be outside of Indiana. But I wanted to start in the hometown, man, and go with it. And have my guy, first episode ever. Let me point that out as well, good people. This is the first episode of Bruce Leroy Bar Report. And we got none other than SuperArtistIndy. The man, the myth, the legend, nice in the building, man. Hey, first time for everything, man. From the first episode to the first time meeting the guy, man, it's like it's a pleasure, man. It's dope to hear your music, not only from other people I'm really cool with, but to also be able to see you in person and just know that everything is coming from a great standpoint. You got a great mindset. You're young.
Thank you, man.
Straight out of Elkhart, right? Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Elkhart,
Born
Indiana.
and raised, man.
Absolutely.
Straight out of Elkhart, that Elkhart General Jungle.
Elkhart General Jungle. Okay, I like that's the first time hearing that as well. So I was like, okay.
Yes, sir. That's the first time I said it.
Cool. Hey, that's it. We all first on this show, man. That's how it's rolling, for sure. You usually hear about people coming from South Bend, Indiana, even Mishawaka when it comes to the music scene with everything. So how is it? Let us know a little bit more about Elkhart as well as your upbringings and how you got into music.
Okay, so me and my family, we're my brothers are all from Elkhart, all born and raised in Elkhart.
Okay.
How I got into the music, I'm not really sure how my brother started, but I was introduced by my brother. He goes by Rod Bass. He's a producer too.
Okay.
He's cold as hell. All the basics, making music, I learned from him, and I grew up with that kind of, younger brother mentality where, you want to prove yourself to your big brother. So like him teaching me the music. And then from that point, as we were talking earlier about like, when you're growing up and you're in school and you're that kid that has the studio equipment at home, and like you're the envy of your friends, or they just want to come through and try it out, Being that guy was also like motivation to like just want to stick out with it, If I'm gonna do it, I want to be special,
Absolutely.
I want to put something in it that is really gonna
stick and gravitate.
Yeah,
for sure.
gravitate,
Yeah.
and really express my point on the world and stuff like that. So I just I fell in love with making music. And it made me want to listen to other local artists, and the more sounds I picked up, the more artists I listened to, it just made me want to, really master my own craft, and to ability where I can take it and I can show people outside of Elkhart that there's some talent here, real talent, and that's been my mission ever since.
That's what it's about, man. You doing it big. And for anybody that doesn't know, like, how old are you, man?
I'm 21 years old. I'll be 22 in December.
21, good people.
Yes.
And from what I've been hearing, man, you've been doing this music thing for a little bit now, not just a year or two.
Long time,
How long have you been into the music game, man?
I started making music when I was 11 years old. I've been rapping, writing rhymes since I was, third grade, but.
So we talking like 8, 9 years old.
Yeah.
See, that's what, and not to cut you off, but that's what makes it dope, man. To say you're 21, to say you've been doing it for 10 plus years already, and not saying you haven't been dope, but you're just now getting comfortable and to the point where
Right.
do you feel like this is your peak? Do you feel like this is your prime right now where with the music?
Yeah, man. I feel like I found my niche is what it is.
Okay.
I think before I was kind of like, I understood what that's the thing about me is I understand what good music sounds like. I know what it's supposed to sound like. And I was just trying to find myself within that understanding. And I found myself like, back in, I have a project called Barnacle Boy and that's a lot of people's favorite
That's
project.
the first one I've actually heard. Yeah, and that was the first one I've heard. But yeah.
And it's like, it's a good project, but I found myself catering a little bit to the new wave kind of, trap sound a lot in that project, which I like that realm of hip hop, but like, there's more to me. There's
so
a lot
more layers to it.
There's a lot more.
Absolutely.
And I think once I finished Barnacle Boy, and then I went on to Nocturnal Turtle, and I when I made that, I was starting to, because I was uneasy about being that way.
Right.
And Barnacle Boy, I was like, man, I need to do something that's a little bit more personal,
Sure.
And Nocturnal Turtle was that. And it was like I think when I was making that project, I was like, I was about to graduate high school.
Okay.
And, well, it was senior year or something like that.
Right.
And, there's a lot to think about at that period of your life. So, it was just, I was going through I had a lot of thoughts brewing. So it was a perfect time to make that project. And it's a super personal project. Like Nocturnal Turtle, it's me. That's like,
Absolutely.
The title represents, that's how I feel. Like a turtle,
yeah.
Like, saying I'm in a shell, but there's so much, inside that the only people that will understand it, though, are the people that listen to the music.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And that's why I appreciate you so much, because there's people that I send my music to in reviews, and they get the sonically, they appreciate it. But they don't get the message.
They don't have that ear for it, man.
They don't.
Not everybody has an ear for music, and it took me. I listened to Barnacle Boy, Nocturnal Turtle, and my personal favorite was A.1, man. A.1 is my personal favorite from you, and I think that was one of the first I did on my podcast. I have multiple songs by him on my podcast. Just letting y'all know, Talking Tunes with Leroy, man. He has a lot, and it says a lot about you, man. Bro. It says a lot about you because you found your lane. You already had your lane, but it's like coming into fruition for everybody else to hear now. You know, like you can have millions of albums out, when it comes down to it. But like you said, you got personal ones. You got ones that showcase you as a person. You got turn up ones. So it's like different lanes you got already, where it's almost like you can switch off of this lane and go to this lane and still be just as dope. Right. And it's different variants of it, so it's cool to see, man, the growth of you, and just like it blows my mind for you to say you've been in the music game for 10 years, man. Yes, sir. And just now, like, getting your flowers, and I always say give the flowers to the people that deserve it, man. And for sure, I just met you this year. I've known homies that, work with you and this, that, and the other, and they've known you for multiple years. But to meet a person like you, yourself, man, and just have that general aura, that general energy, man, it's a breath of fresh air for not only music, but for, the culture in itself, man. It's a great thing to see. Like you said, not everybody gets it, but they're going to get it. They're going to get it eventually. They might be late to the wave, but it's coming for you, man. Yeah, I see it all. I see the vision. I see the awesomeness that you put out in your music, and the passion. I would say the passion for it, bro. So keep doing what you're doing for sure, man. Thank you so much. Top 5 influential people, man, in music, or it could be in life. We won't even focus on music. Let's say top 5. I'm gonna do the life. I'm gonna do in life. Let's look at top 5 influential people in life for you. Because this is actually like
this is actually an important thing that I want. But you know, hopefully I have fans at some point. Mm-hmm. But when I do have die-hard fans, this is actually something I want them to know.
Absolutely.
So my top 5 most influential people in life, and I'm gonna try my best to give it to you in order too.
Or it don't have to be in order. It could
It don't
be
have to be.
If it's a top 5, I feel like all of them are just as important. But go ahead if you want to do it in order. Absolutely.
Okay. I won't do it in order.
Okay. However you want to do it, brother.
You know, obviously, people know Kanye West is my, like, bro. He is the reason why I'm doing this shit.
Okay. Yeah.
Growing up, listen, College Dropout, man, on repeat. Like, he's the person that allowed, like, it made it seem for people like me to be okay to make music like that.
Sure.
You know, to make hip hop music, you know.
Sure.
He's a normal, everyday guy like myself.
Okay.
And but yeah, Kanye's great. He's the GOAT. But Kanye, Dave Chappelle.
Sheesh.
I'm a big comedy fan. I was actually, fun fact, before I started writing raps, I used to try to write comedy specials.
Okay.
I used to try to write stand-up routines because I loved Dave Chappelle so much. Him and, man.
So he's a top. He's the GOAT when it comes to comedy for you.
He's the GOAT in comedy, and I think right now, currently, he is the most important entertainer in the world right now, currently.
I can
with what
agree.
he's doing.
I can agree.
Because he's sticking to his guns, and that's
what they don't want us to do.
Right.
They don't want us to say what we gotta say. But when it's comedy, if it's music, it's an art form. Right. It's a way of expressing yourself at the end of the day. So he's doing that. And it's like he's doing it in a way that some people might not get, but at the end of the day, he's expressing himself, and not a lot of comedians do that, man. Mm-hmm. So, back to you, man. Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, Dave's great. 3, I would go, and this one is, I'm a wrestling fan.
Oh, absolutely.
And
me and you both. So yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think people understand how. Wrestling is like one of the most complicated forms of entertainment of all time. People don't understand like what it takes and the passion that goes into it. And the greatest wrestler of all time, in case people don't know, is the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. Just him, and his story is so inspiring to me, how much passion and just charisma he has, and like all the heart he puts into
Heartbreak
his
Kid,
business,
man.
You know,
it's double meanings to him. It's like he's a heartbreak kid. He's doing it for to break hearts of whoever, but at the same time, his passion is there.
Right.
I like that. I like that a lot, man. I was more so the Undertaker.
Oh, yeah, he's good too.
But as I got older and as it started to go from WWF to Raw Monday night to, as it elevated, it was Stone Cold. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just his idea of not giving a fuck. You know what I'm saying? He just went out there and he was saying in multiple shows, I'm either going to be the greatest or I'm going to be people don't like.
Right.
But in any sense of that, they're still going to be talking about me.
Exactly.
I love that attitude about him. So yeah, Shawn Michaels is dope too. That's my top 5 for
HBK, bro.
Yeah, man, definitely. We going to number 4. What else you got?
Number 4, Kid Cudi for sure.
I was waiting.
Kid Cudi is
Yeah, break that down for me, cause I feel it.
Listen,
I feel the energy right now.
I'm gonna just tell you. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna give it to you like this.
Okay.
This is how you know what regards Kid Cudi has in my heart. It's my top 3 artists of all time are Kanye West. Kid Cudi is second.
After Kanye, respectfully.
And then my third is Michael Jackson.
And see, if you get to that one, it's like, bro, you were born in '99?
Yeah.
Michael was hot 70s, 80s, Thriller era,
And
shit
you know
like
what?
that. And to have that ear you have to say that, it's crazy because I'm 10 years older than you and he's one of my tops as well. But it's like my view of it and your view of it are probably completely different, but it's Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Michael. Like 30 years before you, 20, 30 years before you were even born, bro. Mm-hmm. So how is that? How's he coming to play with that?
Dude, like, I think growing up, if I grew up back in the age that Michael was, impactful, I would probably put him above Kanye and Cudi for sure. But since I didn't really grow up, I haven't. But the type of impact that they made and the aura, that's what I'm trying to bring back to music is the auras. That people don't really focus on that part. Michael Jackson it's like, he's more than just a person on stage. It's a feeling, bro. Like it's
greatest performer of all time.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
In my opinion,
Oh
for
yeah.
sure.
Yeah, I think it's like a generational thing where, you only get a person that's this great every certain amount of years. It was Michael. Yeah. And then, I think the closest thing that we're gonna have to, like, when Michael Jackson passed in 2009, like a big, the closest thing that we're gonna have to that is Kanye West right now, in my personal opinion. Absolutely. And then Kid Cudi is a person who am I allowed to?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Curse it up.
My bad. Okay. Kid Cudi is the person who inspired Kanye West. Like Kanye West
inspired Kid Cudi.
Kanye West inspired Kid Cudi, but vice versa also. Kid Cudi inspired Kanye West. Kid Cudi inspired the whole entire, like, almost second. I feel like Kanye West has different, like, sections of his career.
For sure.
Kid Cudi inspired, like, the, I guess when Kanye West, like, the more, after College Dropout and after Late Registration, Kid Cudi, that's when you started hearing a difference in Kanye West's music.
Yeah. And
I truly believe that it's, that it came from Kid Cudi. Like the sound that could, like, man.
It's crazy because I know you've seen the documentary as well, but with Cudi, it was just like, maybe I can make it without Kanye.
Yeah.
And that's what was like, what? Like,
yeah.
Okay, he influenced you, but at the same time, Kid Cudi found his sound where it was like, whoa, we're not hearing that in music today. Not in the 2010 era.
Right.
It might have been maybe back in the 90s if music sonically when people were trying to figure it out, but it's just like to bring that into the new era and just keep going with it and to he kept reinventing himself in a way, in a sense, man. Where it's like, oh, that might not be the 09 Cudi, but it's still gonna slap just like the 09 Cudi album did when it dropped.
Exactly, man. Kid Cudi, he was just
super influential, man. And I'm not even in a time where I'm like, oh, I was depressed or I was this or I was that, but his music just resonated so well and it was just like, at that time, this is what we needed for music in a sense, so for sure. And
I'm gonna get to my number 5, but
you go ahead.
I just want to say, Kid Cudi has my my favorite album of all time, and this is a very controversial.
Okay.
Very controversial fact about me. My favorite album of all time is the most hated Kid Cudi album. It's Speeding Bullet to Heaven. It's my favorite album of all time. It's my favorite album ever.
Okay.
And I'll give you
we can go back to that, but give me that fifth one, and then we'll go back to that because I want to touch on that definitely. Okay. We'll get back into what we were just talking about, but let's go with your fifth. Let's go with your fifth.
My fifth.
Top 5 influential. Your number 5.
Oh, that's Childish Gambino, man. Donald Glover, the artist formerly known as Childish Gambino.
Community.
Yes, sir.
Popular shows. ATL.
Yes, sir.
That guy.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. If you want to speak more into it,
He
absolutely.
is, I think, for my generation, probably the most influential. Just, I don't know, black.
Over Cudi and Kanye to you?
Only because of like how diverse his accomplishments are.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
like the man is he's done. It's because he's done all the things that I want to do and that I love to do in life. Like he's got a stand up out.
True.
He's got a television show that is hilarious.
Yeah.
Atlanta.
Absolutely. One of the best I've ever seen, for
Bro,
sure.
He's a phenomenal artist,
Yep.
phenomenal rapper.
An artist though. When you say
Yeah.
artist, he's not only just rap.
Right,
He
yeah,
he
he's
can
a
do
phenomenal-
the Drake. He can sing. He can rap. He
Yeah.
can
But he can spit though.
he can spit.
He can spit.
Bars.
Yeah.
The bar report.
And he's a director. He's just talented.
Overall, man,
Like I think that's what it is. I think just
the talent wise is what
Right.
influences you. The
yeah,
many lanes he can
branching
touch
out.
on.
And I want to be like that. I want to be like I definitely want to be a Donald Glover for my community. Also like if I could make it like a tie, I'd throw Tyler in there.
That's respectable because I started listening to Tyler the Creator, and that's what we're talking about, right? Tyler the
Right,
Creator.
yeah.
I started listening to him later on. It wasn't like the Wolves or the very first albums. I started listening probably like 14, 15, which I can't even recall what album was coming out then, but it was definitely before the videos where he was. I want to say it was that one video where he had the roach. He had the roaches crawling
Yeah,
up. I can't think of the name, but it was
Yonkers.
That was one of the first I heard from him, but it was like it didn't resonate with me as much. And at the same sense, it was like I know he's gonna make it, but I gotta listen more. And lo and behold, one of the dopest albums this year, man.
Yeah, man.
Him and DJ Drama, man, they dropped a banger for sure.
He was just another one of those artists like Kanye and Cudi that just wasn't afraid to just be a weird nigga, like, and just that's how I am. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I do a lot of stuff on my off time that most of my immediate family they don't enjoy. Like I listen to the Beatles. I listen to Vampire Weekend. Sometimes sometimes you want to throw on the good old Caucasian
that
theme,
demographic.
a good old Caucasian themed record.
But it's cool though because that just shows you how wide your range of music is.
Yeah.
When it comes down to it, it's like you named a lot of black artists, but like you just said, you listen to the Beatles, Vampire Weekend. You need that in your life when it comes to music, man. Because it's like having a sound for music or ear for music is one thing, but venturing off into a lane where what we know rapping R&B, right? When it comes to growing up. But see, I was more so like my parents were. My dad was big into Led Zeppelin.
Right.
Or my mom was in the kitchen on a Saturday morning cooking breakfast. She'd listen to Aretha Franklin.
Yes,
or
sir.
my grandmother might be listening to some Janis Joplin or Minnie Riperton. So it was like my range of music as from a kid till now is just like I would call it eclectic in a way.
Right.
But it's more so like, yeah, I get it. I get what you're doing, and I appreciate it, man. It's just like not everybody can stand that trap rap lane. Not everybody
Exactly.
can sing. But from what I'm getting from you when it comes to your music, it's like you can do it all. You can harmonize. You know the melodies. You know what type of beat selection you want. You know what type of feel you wanted to give the people. So it's like you not only appreciate your music, but you appreciate what everybody else thinks as well, which is beautiful, man.
And it's also like I just kind of feel that growing up as an African American male, there's like a pressure that we have to stay in a lane that's like this is the only kind of music that we can listen to.
And it's not.
And I think that feeling is what created the Super Artist Indy. Like, it made me want to, like, I hated that feeling. Yeah. I hated
being trapped in that, like, having that stigma of a black person, like, oh, they got to stay in this lane. No.
Yeah, so it's like once you start venturing out and listening to different sounds and shit like that, you quickly realize, man, like, it ain't, like, music is not something that should be about color at all. Like,
it's amazing. It's great for you to say that.
It's overwhelming.
It's a breath of fresh air, man, because not a lot of people can see or have that mindset where it's like, I'll give, for example, like, I grew up a lot in Indianapolis as well. So not outside of the state, but outside of South Bend, per se. And my cousins were always listening to different stuff as well, like the Nirvanas or the Coldplays or anything other than the genre of rap, R&B. And it was like, I appreciate it more because I thought, like, out of the family, I was the black sheep. Mm-hmm. I was always the one that was, like, out there with music. So it was like, okay, I can put this in the car when I'm by myself. But what are my boys gonna think when I'm in the car with them and they want me to, put the aux cord on, and it's like picking different genres of music. It's like some people get it, some people don't. But at the end of the day, man, music is so many different lanes than R&B and rap. It's
right,
and it's dope to see you branch out, man, and just, I don't know if you've always had this style, like, of music where it's like, okay, I want to go this lane, I want to go this lane, I want to go that lane, but it just seems like you figured it out at it, really early.
Yeah, and also it's like what I was saying with the the projects like Barnacle Boy. What it was is Barnacle Boy is basically like, this is what I can do. Mm-hmm. I can rap on these trap beats, and then I realized when I was doing that, and I was catering to people, like what I thought people would like. Mm-hmm. I realized that trap beats actually kind of suck the essence out of your lyrics when you're performing it, as like when you're in the studio, like.
And when you say that, like, because of like what the bass and
because
like overpowering your music,
because there's so much going on in trap beats. It's a system, like it's so computerized, and everything is like, there's so many fast points. And when you're an artist and you're a performing artist and you're articulating your lyrics, vocals, like, when there's so much close togetherness. I don't know. I'm not good at talking.
I hear what you're saying. And when it's just compiled
it doesn't give you, the artist, enough freedom to really, articulate their voice, which is, in my opinion, always the most powerful, should be the most important part of the song, because, how are you gonna get messages across if you don't
have the lyrics?
Yeah.
Or have a beat where you can hear the lyrics or actually hear the message. For sure.
Yeah. And it's not about the sounds or the frequencies. It's just the you have to stay in a pattern all the time. You know what I'm saying? With trap beats, everything is like,
going back to that stigma where it's like, nah, man,
it's computerized.
People have done it over the years. Like, you name your top 5, man, Kitty has done it, or Kid Cudi has done it. Sorry, Kanye. They're sonically different, man, and that's I could like go back to like even Wu-Tang days, and I love Wu-Tang. Like, everybody knows that, but just knowing, bro, like how the RZA was, hearing it from a point of view where my older brother was listening to it. And I was younger, I was 8, 9, going to my adulthood now where I can watch the show and actually see, like, okay, this is why he did this way. This is why he signed to this label. This is why he had 9 artists all sign to Loud Records, and then independently signed as well, so they can, generate wealth for themselves and their family. And it's like, that's what it's about, man. When you got groups out here, or even rappers, it's like, nowadays you see it, they out for themselves. Right. They out for just the money, this, that, and the other. These guys were out and in it for like the money at first, but then it's like, you see Wu-Tang is forever all the time.
Exactly, man.
And it is forever because it's like, even though they're not releasing albums, they still influence somebody in some type of era, you know?
It's its own thing, and it's timeless, man. That's the one thing that I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
Is make music that's timeless.
I love that word, man. That's a great word for it because not a lot of people are in it for that, man. You released what? Barnacle Boy, Nocturnal Turtle, Hooligan.
Hoosier State Hooligan.
Hoosier State Hooligan. You've released the 6 Man, which is your newest project.
Thank you.
Amen to that one, bro. That's one of those where it's no skips. Like where you go to pick up an album and it's like, bro, I know I'm not gonna skip any songs because it's like it's like a story almost in a way with that album, bro, because every track, it's like how you will watch a movie and it scenes, every scene has to match up. Every track you have is so like well put in a track, like say track 1 and then going to track 2, it's so well put in a story mode where it's like people can understand that because you give that message, man. You give that that feeling of music that everybody needs, man, with whether it be, like I said, the 6 Man or any other album you put out. And it's great to see, man, for sure. It's always dope to see somebody as passionate as you are, man, for sure.
And I just want to say real quick, and this is not, I'm not trying to like brag about myself, but
do it. Brag, boast, all that, bro.
I think, and there's a lot of things about music and me, the connect between me and music is there's not a lot of things that I can explain about it, but I understand almost all of it.
It makes sense to me as a person that knows music. It might fly over a lot of people's head, but I understand completely what you're saying.
Like for example, like when you comment about the order, like the song order, the track list. I came up with that order on a plane ride.
See
like
what I'm saying?
It was just a plane ride. Like I didn't know exactly what direction I was gonna go in, like how I wanted the vibes to switch throughout the project. But listening to the songs, I just kind of like, it's something you can just feel it.
Yeah,
you know
and
what I'm
do it. You've been doing it for so long, so it's like you know what you want it to sound at the beginning. You know how you want to how the outro to be. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's dope to see, man, for sure.
Yeah, and I just that's just something I had to say. That's just something that I want people to understand about. Not just me as an artist, just me in general, is that there's a lot of things I don't necessarily, sometimes I don't know the words to explain, but just know that I know and I understand.
The people that hear it, that understand, they'll understand it, man. Put it that way. The people that, that you, like you said, you can put it in this words like that. I understand what you're saying. Some other people might not, but the people that do understand matter, for sure.
Yeah.
When it comes to making an album, man, what are 3 essential items you need in the studio or wherever you're working on your album?
Oh man.
3 essentials that you need every time. It could be whatever. It's the top 3 essentials.
Okay. Well, and obviously we're not talking about.
We can talk about whatever top 3 you bring, whatever you faithfully bring to the studio or to the place of you making music. What are 3 top things you need every time?
Well, I definitely need my phone.
Okay.
Sure. Without a doubt.
The holy grail, where the music probably is.
Yes, sir. I would say some Minute Maid fruit punch out of the carton.
The carton.
Yeah, you have to get it out of the carton.
I'm more the jug. The big red.
Actually,
one.
The big red jug.
They taste different.
The big, yeah. Actually, I think there is a subtle difference between the jug and the carton, but for the most part, I think they're kind of the same a little bit. The 2-liter bottle though is not the same.
No.
The plastic 2-liter is bad.
It's like Hawaiian Punch, bro.
Yeah.
If you got the jug and the 2-liter, they completely different.
You got to get either the carton or the jug.
Okay.
So I need that.
Phone, Minute Maid, whether it's in the jug or carton, whatever's more convenient.
Yeah. And then
type of snack. I mean, it could be, it could be a movie you watch faithfully that you like, this inspires me. Let me throw on a movie or whatever. It could be whatever.
I'll say I need to have watched a good match,
Good wrestling.
a good wrestling match. You know?
Okay.
Because you know what,
sure.
I'm gonna just say something. Watching wrestling, I think, has made me a better artist.
Okay.
Because, well, when you
explain
when you understand the way that wrestling works, you have to become a character, and like with being an artist, I'm not becoming a character, because I truly do believe the super artist Indy is me, but like, you know,
almost like an alter ego in a way.
yeah, you are you know, you're just getting in that feel, you know what I'm saying? I'm stepping in the studio, you know what I'm saying? It's like I gotta get in my gimmick, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I gotta get in. I'm the rap Shawn Michaels, you know what I'm saying?
There it is. You said it multiple times. Absolutely.
I'm the rap Shawn Michaels.
For sure.
So I gotta get in that mode, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, like, sometimes I have to watch a nice Shawn Michaels match.
Okay.
You know, rated RKO versus Shawn Michaels. It was the 2-on-1 handicap match. Sometimes I watch that because, you know.
Okay, for sure. It's got to be. So wrestling, we got Minute Maid, we got your phone. Your essentials. Okay. I'm going to get into this question because we just talked about the 6-man. The Yeah track. Sandlot. Sandlot. And that was, and I always, like I think about it, that's before your time too, right?
Yeah.
That was early 90s?
93.
93. So when you were, I don't know, say what age? What age were you when you first saw the Sandlot? If you can remember.
Man, probably like 4 or 5 years old.
Okay. 4 or 5. Okay. Definitely. And you remember from that point to this day in the same view?
Look.
Or
man,
is it more important to you now?
Yo, it's like, you know, when you're a kid, and I was just one of those kids where, like, you had like a favorite VHS tape or a favorite DVD that now you're an adult, you watch a movie, you can watch it one time, but when you're a kid, you have to watch it hundreds and hundreds of times.
In our era, absolutely, because that's what we have, VHS.
Yeah,
for sure.
Sandlot, I've watched that movie hundreds and hundreds of times.
It's the go-to. Absolutely.
Yeah. It's probably, it might be my favorite movie of all time.
Which is, hey.
It's definitely, in my childhood, it's definitely the most impactful movie of my childhood.
And I've heard Sandlot get used in a lot of people's top 5 most favorite movies. So it's one of those, man, where it's like,
bar none, the best baseball movie.
Absolutely.
Without a doubt.
Absolutely. That's what I can agree on for sure. Going back to your childhood, watching it, and then coming into fruition where you got from Sandlot, not only as the main guy in a song, but you got him in the video.
Yes, sir.
Explain that, man. You were out in LA?
Yeah,
explain how that came into fruition from you watching the movie and it being the greatest movie of probably your childhood to meeting up with him and shooting a video for your album with him in it.
Yeah, so Marty York, that's his name, the actor.
Shout out to Marty York.
Yeah, shout out to
shout out to Sandlot.
My brother.
Yeah.
But he was doing he's making a supplement.
Okay.
And he's making a commercial for that, and I find out that, I get an opportunity to make a theme for his commercial. And so I got to do that, and then in the process, I'm like, man, I wonder if I could maybe squeeze in a little, do it on the spot while we're doing business already, you know? Yeah. Totally off the fly, I just kind of try to make up a record, you know, put some Sandlot references in there, send it to Marty. He's fucking with it. Yeah. So, you know, why not?
And that was the goal too. It's like you not only, you came out here for one thing and made a greater thing out of it with, you know, it was just off the strength of you guys knowing each other too.
a phenomenal guy, bro. He's a phenomenal human being, bro.
Nice.
And he's like, yeah, we bonded, man. And now he's like one of my heroes, man. He's one of my first,
That's dope.
like, celebrity kind of relationships.
Yeah.
That I've ever had.
And he wasn't really Yeah was the one that he kissed the girl at the pool. Was that him?
That was Squints.
That was Squints. Okay.
That's the people always get. I thought
the two of them were one and the same.
Yeah is the one that he's the one in the harness, right? Like when the baseball was over the fence and he looked up and the dog was like right in his face.
Gotcha.
He's like
That's yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah. He wasn't. I don't think he was the most. He wasn't the most popular of the kids, but I think everybody could feel that he was the coolest one.
Okay.
He was the coolest
one.
For
sure. He was the one that always said, yeah. Like he was.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's another thing. I literally say that all the time. Yeah. I say that.
And see, it's like you got an inspiration behind it though. It's not just saying it to be saying it. You have a person that you've met, that you've kicked it with, that you put in a video, that you. Yeah. So it's dope to see that relationship, man. Yeah. I definitely had to ask about that because it was like when you dropped it, it was like the perfect format. It was like the perfect time to put that video out to the world, man. Because it was like it made me go back and like just hearing the outro of it where it's magic moment, like that part of the movie was like. Let me go back and see. Was that? Yeah. What? And now that you say it was Squints, it's like, okay, I had to go back and do my research a little because it's like, that's one of my favorite movies of all time as well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Moving forward, man, I know you're working on the 6-man EP as well. You've worked on and completed the 6-man. Who are some artists? It could be in the area. It could be outside of the area. Who are some artists that you haven't worked with yet that you might want to, get on the track or just speaking into existence, like somebody you would definitely want to work with?
Well, it's very, very important that I mention Reminisce X, who I'm gonna have a song with pretty soon.
Shout out to Reminisce X for sure.
She has been. When we went out, we started going out to South Bend and doing the Chaos Corner events that we were doing. She kind of was my. She helped me. She made me see what it was like to be a performer. You know what I'm saying? Like she's kind of like my teacher, honestly. Like I would. She hasn't really given me lessons, but watching her has been lessons for me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And she's a great performer. Her and Jesus, man. Yeah. Jesus is
awesome. One of the greatest, man.
He's incredible, man. Like I actually watching him perform live is what made me it made me realize that I needed to get off my ass and step
it up a little. But not even saying like that, just because like I see how, the growth and just the consistency of what you got going on. So it's not like you were just, sitting on your ass doing this and the other.
Yeah.
You even though you might not be putting out music or this, that, you still doing something.
Yeah.
Where you're active.
Me and him we're definitely gonna work at some point.
That's dope.
I'm at a point right now where I'm kind of like, I'm like a legit fan of him.
Yeah.
And he's been really inspirational to see like an artist doing it the right way and like being so in his element the way that he is when he performs. Like my goal right now currently is to be as comfortable as he is on stage.
Absolutely. Yeah, his confidence is out skyrocketing. Yeah. I can remember, and not to like go back, but I can remember when Zeus was first starting out, man. Mm-hmm. It was they used to call themselves Syndicate, the Syndicate XX.
I've heard about that.
From Tony to Jesus, to he goes by the name of Ferris. I know him as Ferris Bueller, but Aaron out in Indianapolis, to what he's doing with his DJ stuff. It just like, it was so dope to see them as a collective.
Wally too, right?
Wally, oh man,
Can't forget about Wally.
the man, Wally West as well, man.
Oh
It's just
my
like
gosh.
everybody in that group was like in their own lane, but you could tell like from back then till now they were gonna be something. Whether it was solo, whether it was still a group, them guys, man, they changed the game for South Bend. And Jesus is another one, man, where he just like doesn't care like what
Right.
anybody says.
He doesn't.
He's gonna put out that music and make sure people hear it. Like it could be people of rap genre, it could be people R&B, it could be people of rock, this, that, and the other. But he's one of those artists, man, where he puts out a track and it's dope. Funny little backstory about Jesus, man. Like I was at the Garage Arcade when they were doing all the producers,
Right.
this, that, and the other, and ran into a couple good people I haven't seen in a while. And I'm like a freelance kind of photographer in a way. At this point, like it became a passion of mine, kind of this year and last year. But I took a dope like off-shot picture of them. They released an album called 57 and 0, right? And Jesus hit me and was like, "Bro, I want to use that shot, like just off the strength of just me taking a photo of him and Larry, which is the producer on it. It was like just dope to see him like, hey, I want to use that for our cover art." And it was like, bro, you didn't have to do that. You didn't have to do it at all. But it was like a blessing and an honor to see him like, okay, I want to use that. This was gonna look like. He sent me a preview and it was like, bro, that's fire. Like, thank you. I'm more appreciative of it than anybody else, because anybody you could have used anything for the album artwork, but chose mine. And it's just like, it's dope to see them doing their thing. Dope to see you doing your thing, and it's beautiful, man. It's a beautiful thing with music, because music brings everybody together.
Right.
Everybody. And
It does, man. It's
It could
like-
be sad moments. It could be happy moments. It could be you thinking about this, that, the other. But music is like something that brings the culture together. Not just blacks, not just white, not just Hispanic, Latinos. Every genre, every demographic listens to music at some point in their life. So
And
it's
also, like, it's like my experience this year has been really cool, because I've been able to become good friends with artists of all different ages too, from different generations. Like,
Yeah.
that's been the dopest part for me.
Hell
I was
yeah.
actually, like, last night also, I forgot to mention, I was with my friend who's an artist. Her name is Joss Dugan Music. Shout out to Joss Dugan Music. She is gonna be on my new project as well.
I've heard a little bit. I've heard a little bit about it, but
She is
yeah, amazing.
very, very, very musically inclined.
What's her lane? What's her lane when it comes down to it?
She can do anything, man. She's a little bit like me, I think. I like to call
Like
us-
instruments as well and all? Does she?
Oh yeah.
See?
She gets down like that.
That's dope.
I don't get down like that yet, but I'm trying to.
Do we have a date for when? Is it a single or is it a collab?
She's gonna be on. I got the MVP project dropping this
Okay.
year. It's kind of like the sequel to the Sixth Man EP.
Okay.
She's gonna be on there. We got a whole bunch of other we got some buns in the oven. You know what I'm saying? We got some features.
I like the way you worded that. Yeah,
we
definitely.
and that's dropping December 10th, which is actually my birthday.
Okay. Perfect time to drop it.
Yeah,
Why not?
yeah.
So you going from the Sixth Man to the MVP?
Yes, sir.
See, that's two great milestones right there, man. Not a lot of people look at the MVP straight out when it comes to any sport. They're the top person. The Sixth Man is just as important.
Right, yeah.
Coming off the bench and you hooping just as much as the five others that were out there before you, and then going into a movement where you're like, I'm not the Sixth Man no more.
And
I'm the top five. I'm one of those guys now.
I love that you worded it like that too, because it's like the MVP project is really, honestly, apart from some other tracks, just tracks that I didn't put on didn't make the Sixth Man. And so, like, like you saying, you know, like the sixth man is just as important
Absolutely.
as the MVP. Like
And I think
these songs are
just as important.
just as important. Like people, like, you know, you need to, anything you make, anything that comes from your heart is important. You know what I'm saying?
And
like,
treat it like it's almost like an MVP.
yeah,
You know,
like
you
a baby,
gotta,
a baby, like you got a bun in the oven.
Absolutely, absolutely. We got a thing over here at the bar report I like to do. It's gonna be just like quick random, you know, flash questions, this or that. So I got 5.
I'll try.
So first one, let's say Nas or Jay-Z.
Nas or Jay-Z? Man, controversial, but I'm gonna go Jay-Z.
Jay-Z?
Personally,
Absolutely. Okay.
I go Jay-Z.
Jay-Z, I like it. Naruto, Dragon Ball Z.
Ooh.
And we won't even go with Dragon Ball Z because that's two of the Naruto, Dragon Ball Z Future or Super.
Oh, Naruto.
Okay.
See, that makes it easier because Dragon Ball, I think, has like this effect on you where you can't, once you fall in love with it, you know. Okay. It's the number one of all time. But the story of Naruto it's the best anime that I've seen, that I've ever seen.
Okay, I like that. Let's move to the next one. We'll go with Wu-Tang or Mobb Deep.
Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang?
Oh yeah.
Okay. And I was a big Mobb Deep fan
Mobb
for a
Deep
while.
is good
but
as hell.
until I heard Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
For sure. Hey Arnold.
Ooh.
Or
Ooh.
we'll go Hey Arnold. I don't even want to say Rugrats. Hey Arnold or Doug.
Oh shit. Hey Arnold, but every time I hear the theme song Doug has the best Nickelodeon theme song of all time.
Bro, Doug is the truth. Like that's.
Yeah.
See, I was gonna go with Rocket Power. I was gonna go
I
with Hey
love
Arnold or Rocket Power
too, man.
But Doug is like super dope to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Let's go one more. Let me make it crazy. Let me make it a good one.
Make it crazy.
And you've already said one artist. Damn. Prince or Michael Jackson?
Oh, Michael.
Michael all day. No thoughts.
I love Prince. I love Prince, but Michael is, bro. He was so many different things.
He was light years ahead of his time too, man.
Right.
He was light years, like music wise, growing up dancing and already having that feel for the stage. It's just like, bro, yep.
Yeah, like
Definitely.
I think I don't know. You can't even explain Michael. Like you can't even explain.
He's
him,
his own lane. Yeah, he's. It's like Michael Jordan when it comes to like tiers. Michael Jordan is in his own tier, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That's the same way with Michael Jackson.
Right.
In mine. So it's like that you had people in the 80s and 70s, 80s, 90s that was, maybe. But Michael was he was the one, like the one. So yeah, we're in that like that, definitely. Rapid fire questions as always, and I'm gonna try to come with some better ones. That was just off the top of the dome, but just like stuff I can relate to in a way.
For sure.
With that being said, though, we'll close it out, man. But before we go, we want to let people know where can they find Indy Stalls, where can they find the music, social media, up and coming stuff, just anything involving you, where they can hear your music and you know what you're about, man.
Yep, I'm the SuperArtistIndy on Spotify. I'm Indy. On Instagram, it's at Indy_is_I. On Twitter, I am JD Stallings 389. Check me out. Listen to my music. Listen to all the projects, man. I appreciate you so much for being someone who listens all the way through.
And not even that, bro, but just like listen to multiple things. Some people get the idea it's like you can listen to one album and know who the artist is. Mm-hmm. But me personally, I had to go back to your earlier stuff and then play your newer stuff to like actually know, like see the growth, see what mindset you were in, see what type of lane and frequency of music you listen to. So it's a great thing to see, man, and just keep going and make sure those people hear the music. Don't step on their necks, man. Don't let up at all. Don't be complacent, man. Don't be stagnant. Keep doing what you're doing, bro. For real. Because you, like, hey, once again, the man himself, he said he's 21. And he's just, like, scratching the fucking surface of music, man. This ain't even a peak yet. And it's like, you're at your peak, but it's like you have more levels to you where it's like, you're just going to keep elevating. And I love to see it, bro. So much appreciation to you, man. We on the bar report. Bruce Leroy bar report, man. Indy Stalls. Check them out, please, and thank you. You won't be disappointed. This is the very first episode, man. Many more to come. And yeah, we out like that, man.
Women hate to get to know me. Make their face get rosy. Make them sing around the posy. Ancient king of Egypt, homie. Head dressed from Nairobi. Dead fresh, no rollie. Legs stretched like a goalie. Extra flex can't hold me. Axel Foley, not phony, nigga, but you.